Welcome to Mark Bayeski YouTube channel. Today we're talking about the Kundalini, the awakening of the third eye, the opening of the third eye, the awakening of Kundalini. Oh my God, this is the third video he's done today. Yay! In the background, the husband's going, oh, not again. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. Well, this is a follow-up really to the video I've just done. And I wanted to express myself about the third eye awakening and the Kundalini and all of that, which is expressed by many, many people in the influencers, the self-helpers and the self-proclaimed gurus out there. All I know is something quite simple. In the time that I've been helping people on their spiritual journey, I don't actually like the word third eye, and I don't like the word Kundalini awakening. And the reason why I don't like it is because it sets kind of a precedent for everybody to aim to, and if they don't get there, they blame themselves. I think it's a really, really slippery slope when we try to reach the point of nirvana, because everybody wants to get there. And when you get there, then what? What are you going to do? How are you going to keep it? Are you going to keep it? Have you even tried to get there? And if you did, how long were you there for? Me, a few times. How long? Few seconds. Was it beautiful? Yes, it was. Do I want to achieve that every second of the day? Wouldn't be possible. Why is that? Because I'd be shaking all day long. Wouldn't be able to live a normal life. Oh, shut up, Mark. You're a spoil sport. I want to be awakened. You'll be banging into brick walls all day long. You'll be like vibrating at such whatever. People wouldn't even be able to, they'd be calling you crazy. If your third eye opened all day long, people would be like, he's all right, but he's a bit, should we go? Yeah, I think we should go. So what is third eye opening? What does it mean anyway? What are these points that we focus so much on, that we think we need to have more energy attached to that than the rest? Shouldn't the whole body be as important? Shouldn't the base chakra or the solar plexus or the heart or the throat or the crown, whatever you call them, they're all power points to me. They're all parts of our journey. They're all parts of our well-being. They're all parts of our balance and attunement. If they're all attuned and all strong, working hard, if you're giving them good energy all day long, you're feeding them well with fruit and vegetables and drinking plenty of natural water without chemicals, and you'll find that all of those points will generate great energy for numerous things. So just because your third eye is working doesn't mean that that's the most important thing. And what does it mean anyway? My third eye is opening. It's awakening. I don't get it, because I think it's just another quick way of making money on people. Have I talked about it before? Yeah, I have. I've talked about it, but I've always tried to nurture you into a direction of what it really truly means. In my understanding, other people, it could be completely different. And I do know people who have had emergencies. I know I've got a great friend who wrote a pamphlet on psychic emergencies when the Kundalini begins to work, and all of a sudden, hey, don't think it's so beautiful. Sometimes it can be challenging. Really, it can be really challenging. One of my friends heard voices for years after that. Couldn't stop it. Well, you've got some friends. You've got some new friends. Have a nice conversation. It doesn't work like that, guys. All of it is very complex. It really is. So, what do I think about the third eye opening? Here's what I think. When I started on my spiritual journey, I was hearing all of these things from people sat down in circles. Oh my God, I saw 3 doves and a hawk. I saw a beautiful Native American dancing around me. And then it went to the next person, and their third eye opening was much bigger. And I realized very quickly that this isn't actually about spirituality. It's about me. And there were so many me's. Like, listen to me. I've only come here so you can listen to me. It's like, hang on a minute. Shouldn't you be listening to yourself? Shouldn't you be working on yourself? And if it's more important to tell everybody what you're doing in a circle, then really what have you come for? Why don't you just go and have a chat with some friends or go and play bingo somewhere, do something, but this is more about going inside. And actually, I had more respect for people who never said anything. I choose not, because when it came to me, after it came to Six Wolves, Cleopatra, who they saw, and that they were holding a crystal because they were a Lemurian princess or goddess, whatever, come to me and they'd say, Mark, what did you see? And I'd go, nothing. And I'd just kill it. I'd kill the circle because I wanted to be grounded. And yes, I did see certain things, but it wasn't, it was personal. It was really personal. And what I was seeing was, like I can say this now, but what I was finding now, I was seeing people who I hadn't seen before, and seeing people that were in bad pain. I saw my mum in the spirit world that I was trying to communicate to, which was really difficult. I was trying to have a conversation and I wasn't getting very far because my mind was stopping me. But what I did find is that I was learning. And I think the awakening of the third eye is basically learning something new, and the learning of seeing that what you never really looked at before. Is the third eye real? I don't really know what that means, but when I close my eyes, my focus is not down there, whereas the Buddha, I believe, was, because when he goes into his meditation, his eyes go down, his eyelids close but open slightly, and his vision is down. When I close my eyes, my eyes are fully closed and my vision is straight forward, and I try to clear the vision away, but in truth I'm not looking behind me, I'm kind of looking forward. So I guess it is this front end that you're working on. So you know, what can I see? So you'll find your eyes moving up this way, that way. As a healer, I find my eyes moving to the left. And sometimes I'll see a shape like this. So it's like a bird, it's like a bird shape. And then it sets on fire, it goes really bright and then goes dull again. But I think everybody has seen certain things. Do they mean anything? Not really. To me, it was just something that's showing me that I'm attuning into an energy level of healing. So sometimes I can be doing a healing session and all of a sudden I can get really connected, which the third eye, that's what I believe it is, the connection of your body connecting to this beautiful energy around us. And then I see a white light. So sometimes I can close my eyes and see a white light running down. Okay, I don't choose to see it, I don't ask to see it, it just appears. And then it disappears and I'm doing the healing session. And it's quite beautiful to see that. But going back to the third eye, I think as soon as you start to say to people, as your third eye opened, what did he just say? I think he said, did his third eye open? What does that mean? I don't know, but it must be something very special. Yeah, really special, mate. So for me, I don't buy into that kind of thing. But what I do know is that when you start a spiritual journey, all sorts of things start to happen to your body. You start to physically change. You start to feel differently. You'll start to sense new senses. Why? Because you're now attuning to things that you never did before. When did I last meditate? Years ago. Come and sit down and meditate now. Okay, how did that feel? Really different. Did it? How? Well, I started seeing, okay, so now you're working on, there's another part of your body that's now awakening. So it's not really like a third eye, it's just practice makes perfect. And I believe, and even if you do point and say, you know, Mark, you're full of BS, because it happened to me. I was at so-and-so, and all of a sudden my third eye opened. Well, you know what? I could argue the point that your third eye opened, not because of that point when you were there with a healer or with a group, but could have been that you made the effort, the time, and the commitment to walk a path, and everything that you did brought you to the point where it just naturally started to become evident that you were seeing more and feeling more. That's all. Because you can't tell me that just because your third eye opened, that's it now, I'm enlightened, because it doesn't work like that. I'm sure it doesn't. I don't think once your third eye's open, that's it, I'm enlightened. You have to work at it. So that's my experience when people say, oh, you're a great psychic. I'm saying, well, I have to work at it. What do you mean? Aren't you just born with that gift? Oh, shut up. So I think, if you're in tune with that, then you're fine. It's like if somebody's blind, they're able to hear more. Why is that? Because they use them senses more. Makes sense, right? So if you're practicing your spiritual path, if you're doing more meditation, if you're doing more self-healing, if you're working with crystals, if you're working with oils, if you're working with incense, if you're working with beautiful music, if you are trying to heal and learn how to heal and do the psychic work and read from cards or whatever, this is all a new energy that stems from what people talk about, the pineal gland, which is at the back of the head. I call it the alpha mode, where we go into that mode where it's just another place where we work. So, again, I kind of get a little bit upset when people start coming to me, or they used to do, saying, I want my third eye opening. My wife said I need to have my third eye opening. Can you open it for me? Yeah, just go and get a tin can opening. Give me 5 minutes. I'll just go and get a drill, a pneumatic drill. Oh, brilliant. Great. How much is that going to cost? Don't know, but it could take a few years, mate. I've had some laughs, but then there has been times where a guy had just laid down with no thoughts, no feelings, no intentions, no I want this to happen, just laying down there. Okay, no expectations. Give him a healing session. He gets up. He says, he's crying. He's saying, I can't believe what I've just seen and felt. And I'll say, that's beautiful. Well, you're on your start of your journey then. And now that you've felt that, you know that you can always attune to that. So it's up to you now whether you keep that going or whether you want to keep it going. It's not, set in stone that you have to do this. I don't think the Egyptians all walked around like that, of all being powerful. I just think that we all have a beautiful ability to attune to whatever we want to attune to. So if I want to be an artist, I'll spend a lot of time painting in silence and looking at and studying and taking my time. If I want to create a spiritual awareness around me and within me, I start working at it. I don't buy into people saying, if you come to me after 3 days, your third eye will be opening. And I had a real issue with the shamans who did that too. I really did. I used to sit and say, I don't like that so much. And they used to say, but it sometimes works, Mark, to shock. And I don't know if I've ever told you this. I used to work with some shamans that used to do some really shocking stuff. And I used to don't like that. I don't like what they did. Literally ripping the hair out of the head to try and open their crown chakra, or do stuff to their. It was like too much for me. I'm thinking, no, and then the person there sat there in pain. I'm thinking, no, and it's kind of my path of enlightenment, healing and understanding, and that's not egoistic because I have to work at it and I still do every day, is one where you have to be fully committed. And the times that I slip and think, oh God, I've gone back again, I'm going to have to work it again, and it's a roller coaster. It really is. So it takes time. I mean, why do you think the Buddha sat under a tree for 18 years? Well, I think one of the things he tried to get away from was family, right? Because, if you have to look after your children, you have to look after, being a prince, have to look after the world and everybody. You want to get away from that because you can't focus on yourself. So when people talk about the Buddha, I'll say, hey, hang on a minute, he left his wife and children. Be careful. We're all human, he's a god. No, he was just a guy who wanted to find himself. And people then started writing about him, and how people start writing and say bigger and bigger and bigger and bolder things and stuff. But I just think he was a normal guy who tried to, reach enlightenment, and by sitting under a tree, well, you've got a lot of time to talk about stuff, and maybe he did have an old soul. Maybe he'd been here lots of times before and he could see things that other people didn't, which is fine. We all have them abilities of doing things that other people don't do. But going back to the Kundalini awakening and stuff, and I do know that sometimes we can awaken something that can be quite frightening to people. They can be a little bit scared. They're hearing things and things are happening that they don't know. So don't always think that your goal is to be awakened, Kundalini awakening or a third eye opening. Don't just enjoy your path, enjoy your journey, and work at it, and try different things as well. And don't want. You don't want it. You don't need to. Just see what happens. And I think you see it more then, because if your expectations are this and that, then you might miss everything that you're heading towards. Like, that's the journey here. I just felt that and I just saw that. But most people don't, because they're just looking at that one thing. I want my third eye, this amazing, powerful thunderbolt and lightning strike that makes me see everything and know everything. I would have said something then, but I'm not. But that is my truth. I think stay balanced, stay true, and forget about the explosive and beautiful and magical pantomime that is attached to our awakening. And I think just go steady and enjoy the journey. I mean, that sign is perfect. Happiness is not a destination, it's a way of life. And that's how it should be. Enjoy it, because it really is so much more beautiful, the journey, than the dream itself. That's my belief anyway. I think that the journey is the dream itself. So dream well and enjoy it. Enjoy your life, enjoy the journey, enjoy learning this beautiful spiritual world that you're in now, and knowing who you are and why you came. This is the journey. Enjoy it. It doesn't have to present itself straight away. Nothing does. That's the point. The whole point is enjoying everything that happens every moment, and then you will delete that feeling of why not now? I want it now. Why isn't it happening to me? Why is everybody better than me and more powerful than me? Come on. Don't buy into it. You're doing great. You're doing fine. Enjoy it. You are special. You are individual. What you hold is nobody else can mimic, nobody else can take. What you feel, nobody else can feel, nobody else can understand. What happens to you, nobody else can understand, nobody else can feel, because you are individual, beautiful, unique, special, powerful. And once you realize that, then everything like magic just comes and flows as it should do. And that means that you appreciate and you accept everything. I accept everything. And if nothing happens today, hey, maybe I need to work on myself a little bit more. And if something happens today, I am thankful for it. And it was great, lovely. But you know what? It's okay. I don't need it every day. I don't need to feel this every day. But I am thankful for feeling all of those spiritual awakenings and eye-openings and whatever it is, but not to need it. That's the problem with ayahuasca and things like that. Once they start, they can't stop. Many people can't stop. They need it more and more and more, and it's a slippery slope. So I think it, each to their own, but keep your balance and you'll at least keep some friends. He's a nutter now! He used to be an auctioneer. Now he's a nutter! He's a cultist! Yeah, you got to get used to that as well. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this chat. Thank you for going to markbayerski.com and buying your authentic, genuine, pure energy healing crystals. I hope they made a difference in your life as they do mine.